time 2. In the last episode, we got the light beam and we did some shit, and we got the second dark temple key. In this part, we're gonna head over to the third key and beat the boss. And I was going the wrong direction. So random tangent time.
Okay, did you know that in the story of Triple Deluxe, the main reason DDD got kidnapped is because the villain was told the underling to go get the hero of the lower world? The underling fucked up and thought DDD was the hero.
Yeah. Well, the real hero is an unassuming pink puffball. Do you really expect it to get it right?
Well, technically DDD is the hero in the retrospect, seeing as he actually
is the king.
And also he technically protected people from Nightmare until Kirby fucked up.
Yep.
DDD's right. DDD's basically the hero in a lot of cases, and Kirby's basically an unintentional villain.
Yeah. That and King DDD is a good guy. He just doesn't like Kirby for whatever reason. Maybe it's because of all the times he fucked up.
No, it's only in the anime where DDD actually hates Kirby for being a bad guy. And then in the games, DDD actually goes out of his way to help Kirby, so...
On multiple occasions. It's just sometimes his laziness gets in the way. See Kirby 64.
Well, in Kirby 64, they haven't technically settled the score yet, but after Revenge of the King and Superstar Ultra, I'm pretty sure they got it all out. I'm pretty sure DDD got it all out of his system.
Yeah. Okay, that is the main room.
I'm pretty sure DDD just wanted his final fight, wanted a fight to settle that rivalry and just get it all out of his system.
Yeah. Anyway, I should be heading to the temple now.
Fun fight, though.
Yep.
You know, when we actually do Superstar Ultra, we're just going to go ahead and just use an old save file I have and just replay the little games over and over again. Little games, show it off a bit. Because there's no way in hell I'm collecting all 60 treasures in the Great Cave Offensive.
We're not doing that. If we decide to use a new save file, we're not doing that anyway.
The Great Cave Offensive?
While we're doing the Great Cave Offensive, we're just not 100%ing it.
Oh yeah, hell no. Yeah, no.
Steven plays for his playthrough of it, used a guide in order to get everything. We're not doing that. If we're actually doing a collectathon game where we want to get 100%, we'll use a guide.
We'll play an actual collectathon game.
Yeah. Well, that's useful.
You don't want the full heal?
I don't need it. This boss is flippin' easy. It's a little long, but it's easy.
It's a gigantic worm.
With a really weird name. And don't say it yet.
I forgot what the name is. Well, just click through the door.
No, these are holograms. In Aegon, they would blind you in blue. In this, they blind you in black and red.
Okay, I thought you just clipped through the damn wall.
Nope.
Like in Gmod.
Nope. Well, you can clip through the wall on a lot more things than Gmod. It's just easiest in Gmod.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was asking.
I've never actually messed around with Gmod at all.
I watch a lot of Gmod videos and god damn it, they're hilarious.
I remember one person I like to watch called the Yogs Cast actually tried to make slingshots in it. They basically broke the game.
What about Prop Hunt?
No. I don't watch a lot of the mini games. I like to watch people build shit. Anyway, like I said, this is basically just a closet for the third key.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I remember seeing one Gmod video where these guys were just fucking around. One of them picked a Woody skin. One of them was Slimers. I forgot who the other one ended up being. But it was really funny. And at the very end, the guy who was Slimers sat in a chair, and they put motors on the back of the chair, causing him to fall over. And then he put boosters on the back, on the very bottom of the chair, ignited it, and he just basically did a screw attack all the way up, and then he just gave up and fell down and died.
Anyway, welcome to the first
Oh yeah, now I remember the name of this boss.
Anyway, welcome to the first temple boss in the game. And I make the comparison of the temple boss because we've had plenty of bosses before this. Also, don't expect the temple boss themes to be all that interesting. If I like,
Besides Quadraxis, I really don't really like the temple boss themes all that much. But this is a Morbus.
giant worm, well, 3 giant worms.
Did you just scan all 3 giant worms?
No, you just need to scan one in the dark form of it.
And yes, even the bosses have a dark form.
But they usually transform into their, but they usually switch between the two. I don't think Quadraxis actually has a dark form though.
Yeah, Quadraxis is just Quadraxis.
Yeah. Well, it's split into multiple parts, and you need to scan the parts whenever a new phase, whenever you go through a cutscene in that boss. But oh well.
Okay, I would have loved it if Quadraxis didn't having a dark form, and the dark form was transformed.
Into a random vehicle.
Or an actual bipedal robot.
I guess.
We each have our own Hasbro series. For him, it's My Little Pony, and for me, it's Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Transformers defined my childhood, but it wasn't Pokemon. In fact, I'm pretty sure Transformers.
Well, as of late, My Little Pony has basically turned into DBZ. The season 4 finale is basically a DBZ episode.
Oh, Dark Morbus. When they latch onto that little ball thing, they become Dark Morbus, and then they come off it, they go back into regular Morbus.
Yep.
How does that work?
I don't know. Anyway, you need to break the armor, and then it'll start sucking you in and lay them
away. Oh, it's like Flagger at that point.
Yep. And you need to do it for each and every worm in order to get past this phase. So, and with each phase, they add more worms.
Oh, come on. So this is So this is basically this game's version of Majinar?
And Majinar's better than this.
Really?
Yeah, Majinar's actually fun. It has more of an attack pattern than this guy does. Well, at least this guy actually has an attack pattern once you get to Dark Morbus, but oh well.
But it doesn't heal like Majinar does.
Well, yeah, but this one's still more boring.
True, at least in Majinar you can go ahead and just hit the fucker.
Plus, you can prevent him from healing.
Uh-huh.
So it's not that big a deal.
So is their main health bar basically that stone thing?
Essentially. They also have a health bar up top, but that doesn't really say much of anything. Also, they will try and come out from beneath you.
But they barely do it, and you're already at full health.
Yeah. Yeah, the first few bosses in the game are pretty dang easy because of the fact that you have light shields all over the damn place.
But it's not until Quadraxis it's not until Quadraxis when they take away the
light shields for the temple boss.
That's the last one.
For the temple boss, anyway.
Yeah, for the temple bosses, anyway.
They have guardians without light shields in Dark Aether, so it's not the only time. Anyway, now that we're back to Dark Morbus and there's more than one worm there, we actually have a freaking boss pattern. Lasers!
You can't tell a boss without lasers.
Giant lasers. Thankfully there's no phase on here, otherwise I would be pissed. Because the final boss, you can't touch the walls whatsoever.
Yeah, I was about to say, the final boss, don't use phase on until the final boss. I was about to say, how can the shields off?
Yeah, they kind of, get over there, come on.
Yes!
Bomb! That one's dead.
That's one worm down. Actually, 2 worms down.
No, you need to kill them both first. Before the next phase will come up.
No, I'm saying you already killed 2 worms.
No, they're the same 3 worms, it's just they come back until the 3rd hit. So why the 3rd one dies in one go, but the others take multiple times, I don't know.
I take it the others are just more stubborn than that last one.
I guess. Well, when you kill the last one, that also destroys the ball thing, so maybe the ball thing is their life force.
Yeah, but you gotta think about it, they're the ones that's actually doing the damage to their life force. I mean, we can't touch it for shit, but they can. They're the ones that are actually throwing it down on the ground hard.
Yep.
Basically, it's their own dipshit. It's their own dumbass fault that they're destroying their heart.
Yep. Oh, I thought something was coming out of there, not landing it.
Nope, it was landing. That was coming out of it.
Yep. Thankfully, I managed to
For
hit it.
some reason, I'm getting flashbacks of the imprisoned from Skyward Sword. Don't know why.
Well, this is much better than the imprisoned.
Oh yeah, you don't have a time limit when you fight this thing, whereas you have a time limit when you fight the imprisoned.
You don't really have a time limit with Quadraxis either because it drops a shitload of health power-ups every time you kill one of its knees.
Yeah, I know, but the imprisoned, you fight it 3 goddamn times.
Well, technically, you fight this thing 3 goddamn times too, but it's not as bad because it's all in one go.
Yes, and you don't have to keep the boss away from anything. You don't have to fight it 3 separate times where it gets supercharged each goddamn time.
Yeah, I don't think
the third time the thing can fly.
Yeah, I don't think either of us are looking forward to that portion of Skyward Sword.
Yeah, neither of us are, which is why we're doing that game last.
Even after Zelda 2, the game that got you off of Zelda.
It wasn't Zelda.
The game that told you to avoid Zelda, I should say.
That was Zelda 1.
I thought it was 2.
No, it was 1.
And that should be the last worm. Yep.
There we go.
This boss fight is taking us 11 minutes.
Yeah, Majra would be dead at this point.
Well, I imagine it's less than 11 minutes because of the time it took for us to get here, but you know what I mean.
True. But with Majinar, it's just one vertical it's just one hallway. Go back, heal up, and then you just go back into the hallway with all the obstacles gone. And then you just destroy Majinar. Majinar may be long and tedious, but at least it's shorter than this thing.
Yeah. If there's one thing that Prime 2 is known for, it's long bosses.
Sometimes long bosses are a good thing if they're fun.
This one is not.
Yeah, it isn't.
Thankfully, the other two temple bosses are much more fun than this thing.
Yeah, but Rex was the last temple boss gets on a lot of people's top 10 lists on favorite Metroid bosses.
Yep. I personally like the second one as well, but I know that not everyone does. Oh,
People say that the second temple boss is puzzle based.
Sort of. Not a whole lot.
You
The
know,
Spider Guardian is more puzzle based than that thing.
True. But I gotta say this, one thing I'm disappointed in is that none of the bosses recreate the funny one from Thardis. A funny one like what Thardis did.
Why?
A rock on the head.
Oh.
There's nothing like that just makes some comedic slapstick in Metroid.
Yeah, Metroid is not a series that has to take itself seriously. You can have funny moments like that.
I heard somebody say that they could just watch that one clip of Samson and have the rock all day, and I can't blame them.
I thought that was Johnny.
Nope. Okay, this should be the last hit, shouldn't it?
Yep, this should be the last one.
So is this thing basically just like an ink head worm?
I don't know. Finally dead.
Can you just imagine putting that on a fishing hook? What kind of fish do you think you're gonna get?
I don't know. Apparently this thing dissolved into sand. Why am I glad this didn't turn out like Prime 3, where every time the boss explodes, she gets worse.
She threw up after the first boss.
Yep.
And you'll see it when we get there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there's a reason why that game is T-rated. For disturbingness.
Voice acting.
Disturbingness.
There's also voice acting.
Which in the original game has a bit of swearing in it. Like 2 lines, but you know what I mean.
Damn.
Yeah, there's like 1 damn, and that's probably about it.
Yeah, it definitely is. Sam is still... Oh, I didn't realize this when we get the first suit of the game.
This is the dark suit. This thing.
I call it the Phazon suit ripoff.
This thing lowers the amount of lessens the amount of damage that Dark Aether will do to you, but it doesn't completely get rid of it.
Think of it like a gas mask.
Yep.
No, not like a gas mask. More of like those face guard things he did this wear.
Now Dark Aether will take away damage just about as fast as the shields will give it back to you. So, yeah.
Just get the energy and get out of here.
And now the Morph Ball looks like two cinnamon rolls trying to make it.
I heard some people say it looks more like a yo-yo.
I was just taking Johnny's idea.
Two cinnamon buns trying to mate. You know, I hear some people say that the spider Volver. Okay, I hope you like the dark suit color because you get that thing for a long time.
Yeah. And I also hope you like the PED suit in Prime 3 because you get that for the entire game.
And it's not. You don't even get any upgrades for it until like the third world.
Yep.
It's only shoulder pads.
Shoulder pads! By the way, I like the dark suit's shoulder pads to be the most impressive. Giant yo-yos. Shoulder pads!
Well, it's like I was about to say. Can you just imagine Sam being on a football team? I mean with the Shine Spark.
Meanwhile, football tackle from the fusion plate. Whenever we do a Shine Spark in the 2D games, I need to edit that in for it. Yeah.
Or the speed, or when I do the speed booster.
I guess.
From down set.
Anyway, whenever you get the energy from one of the places in Dark Aether, the sky becomes very, very
unstable.
Creepy.
Unstable.
Same thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back to light Aether before we end it off.
Yeah, let's go back to bluish sky. Oh, you ain't gonna waste that blue sky. Fine.
We'll get to blue sky later. Well, then again, because of the constant storms Aether suffers, this place never really has a blue sky. It's more like constantly gray
wow,
sky.
That sky is really creepy.
Fuck you.
Hey, assholes.
Oh, yeah, they do home, and they just need a bit of area to do it. I'd honestly forgotten whether they actually did home in or not. Come on, Yingy.
Yingy?
You know how you always give stupid nicknames to the enemies that you just want to get a move on with?
Yes.
Theirs is Ingy. Hey, at least it's not Icky.
Icky?
From Mario.
Oh, yeah. Wait, which Mario?
Koopalings.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of the Koopalings. Koopalings?
Koopalings.
That's what happens when I try and talk slowly. I mispronounce shit. Alright, at least I know where I'm going, so this shouldn't take too long.
Ow.
Fuck you. This thing is technically a light world enemy, so the dark beam will do a lot more damage with it. See, it takes it out in one hit. So yeah, use the dark beam on light enemies and use the light beam on dark enemies in order to deal crap loads of damage. You can still use the opposite beam on the same You can still use the same type of beam on the same type of enemies. It just won't do as much damage, and the dark beam might actually heal them. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, Pokemon logic. Just go with Pokemon logic.
Yeah, if we go by Final Fantasy logic, then the same element that they're strong against will actually heal them. But if we go by Pokemon logic, they're just resistant to it. Do you think Pokemon logic should actually go to Final Fantasy logic, where Pokemon can absorb their own type?
I really want to see what they did with something in the games like in the Sinnoh arc, where if one eats the same type of attack that it is, it supercharges.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would do that too.
I wish they implemented that in the game somehow.
Well, I imagine it would take like a. I imagine it would be
like a held item or something.
I imagine it would be easier to do in an action game.
Yeah.
Which I still think that they should do at least as a side game.
Oh, there's Ranger, Mystery Dungeon, Troze. Why the hell not?
Yeah, Pokemon has basically done as much stuff as Mario has. So
Except for, technically, Pokepark is a platformer. I was about to say except for a platformer, but then I remember Pokepark's anything platformer.
yeah. Nope,
Let's
that's.
get to the save point.
I'm trying to get back to the temple so I can give this energy back so we can leave as soon as the next episode starts.
Okay.
Because as long as you have the area's energy, you cannot. Because if you have the area's energy, you cannot leave the area. Period.
But will Yumas just bitch at you?
No, they put a shield in the way.
Oh, so Yumas just bitches at you and just.
Yeah, any door leading to an elevator to another area will have this weird barrier over it. It doesn't count as a research log though, so you don't need to scan it ever. Screw you.
You already scanned those things, right?
Yeah.
Was that Dark Shriek bats, right?
I don't think there are Dark Shriek bats, but there might be.
Is this technically the same room where Morbus was in?
Yeah, this is the light temple.
Okay, I was about to say, if this is technically the same room Morbus was in, I think they just tore down the
Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the light temple is usually very different from the dark temple.
They renovated.
Although the one where it's the most different is Sanctuary Fortress.
Well, yeah. The Sanctuary Fortress is either cybernetic or a freaking bug hide.
Yeah. Well, but the Sanctuary Fortress's temple, there's an assembly area for Quadraxis in the light area, and in the dark version, Quadraxis is already built. Also, people say it takes an hour of exploration in the Sanctuary Fortress in order to get to the first boss there. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing the right thing, that's for sure.
I'm pretty sure they're exploring every. I gotta say, how the hell do they even grasp planetary energy? Maybe it's like grabbing the Triforce in Zelda.
Maybe.
And this is just sending it all the way back to the main temple grounds?
Yep. That actually reminded me of that one of the.
Who's that?
That actually reminded me of the one part, or at the very end of Wind Waker, where the king pulls a fuck you to Ganon because he said it is the one who touches the Triforce that gets its power. Was it not?
You said it yourself, Ganon. He
Wah
pulls
wah
a
wah.
fast one on him.
Yeah, Ganon got trolled. And then he died for good, basically, because Wind Waker is basically the end of that section
Of Ganon's section.
in the Zelda history, because
Yeah,
Wind Waker is the farthest reaching into the future Zelda game. Well, I meant in comparison to Ocarina of Time, in terms of the actual the official time.
Yeah, I was about to say
the three official timelines.
After that, you fight Vellum, and then
Yeah, you have Phantom
I'd
Hourglass.
like to say this is Zelda. Zelda in Spirit Tracks is Tedra's granddaughter. So.
Well, isn't the Zelda in Phantom Hourglass
Still Tetra.
Oh. So how does that game's Link fit into things?
That Link goes to a homeless orphan that just happens to look like Link.
Eh.
And
why can't we have an actual son?
And the reason why his name is Link is because what's the name of that one buck-toothed pirate that was on Tetra's crew?
I forget.
Nico or something?
I think so.
Okay. Nico ended up finding Link and raising him. So.
Is Nico older in Spirit Tracks, or is he the same age?
He is a goddamn old man.
Good.
With a cane.
If he somehow gained immortality, I would really have to question God at that point, or that universe's God.
He's an old man with slideshows.
Is anyone else hoping that the Link in the Wii U Zelda game is a chick for whatever reason, just because he's been a dude for so long that we're kind of bored of it?
I fully support both genders being in protagonist roles, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. I just kind of wish that we finally got one where it was a girl because,
Just for the hell of it.
yeah, just for the hell of it. Plus, if you have the same gender of hero for too long, it gets boring.
That's why Pokemon has an option.
Yep.
That's why a lot of RPGs have the option.
Kind of wish. It's kind of why I wish Sonic games get.
Or like in Final Fantasy, where they fall a fast one on you, and then they just change the gender of the main character whenever.
Well, technically, there are multiple main characters in most Final Fantasy games anyway.
Like Locke, Celis.
Well, technically, they treat the entire main party as the main characters. So.
Yeah, they're all made to progress in character development.
Anyway, I'm gonna end it off here. Next time on Metroid Prime 2,
I still miss you, Froka, though.
Anyway, next time on Metroid Prime 2, we shall go back to Yumos and get our next mission because we need to talk to him before we do anything on Temple in
I'm
the next
sick and
area.
tired of this desert. Now get moving.
Yep. Anyway, we need to talk to him in order to actually be able to do anything in the next area.
Start stopping and start moving.
Anyway, see you then. Bye bye.